Primos Hunting. Stream the language.
Hey folks, Troy Ruiz here again from Primos Hunting with my good friend Kevin Mathews. Now Kevin, the outside world don't know this or really don't get this. They think that a mouth call is a mouth call is a mouth call. But in my mind, in my opinion, when it comes to mouth calls, there's nobody in the turkey hunting world that I would trust and know that can build a mouth call based on each individual spec with micrometers and measurements and all the things is Kevin. But Kevin has perfected the art of building mouth calls. Kevin's the type of guy that could listen to you yelp and tell you, I know exactly what you need. But I think what confuses the viewers and the consumer is you see all these calls, they look alike, but they all sound different. And then when you start reading the specs of the call, you got certain numbers of reeds and a certain cut. And what does a cut do on a call, one cut versus another cut versus 2 reeds and 3 reeds?
Well, you know, Prof and latex, we call prophylactic Prof. It's going to have, you know, different sound. It's got, you know, Prof is a little higher pitched than the latex. Some of the raspier calls, you know, that we have a latex top. You know, and let's go back and think about this. Your voice is different than mine. Every hen is different. We all know that. Some sound clear, some sound raspy, some kind of, you know, middle of the road. So you don't.
And some of the worst calls you've ever heard came from a hen.
Exactly, came from a hen. Most callers are way better than the hen.
Yeah, I agree.
The top reed of the call is what's going to give you your rasp. The second reed or middle reed is going to kind of give you the tone of the call. And the bottom reed on a 3 reed is more like a shock absorber. But I like the 3 reed call. It's just so versatile. You can get plenty of volume out of it. You get the good sounds. But the top reed is for your rasp, okay? You know, the deeper you cut a call, a lot of times the raspier it is. But just remember, the cuts is really going to determine the, you know, the rasp of the call. So each cut has a different rasp. You know, some people like a cleaner call with just a little rasp. Some people like a lot of rasp. So that's why we build different.
So you're saying a call like the curved hooks. If you looked at the curved hooks, it's got a back cut style on it. It's a 3-reeded call. It's got a back cut style, but the tip, which is the point, is split, then it has another cut past it. If you look at
so there's going to be more vibration in it.
If you look at the razor hooks, it's just a back cut style call,
right? Which
is going to give you a more clearer upper end, and you're really going to have to push on it to get any rasp.
You're going to have a higher pitch rasp than you would out of this call.
So what you're saying is the more cuts you have, the more rasp you're going to have because you got more vibrating.
You got more vibrating.
It's that simple. The cut makes a difference, and don't get intimidated by the different calls. We put enough information on the calls to tell you what they do and why they're made and how they're made, and the way our cases are is you can look at the call front and back to tell what you're dealing with. And like Kevin said, looking at the cut, the more cuts you see, the more raspier it's going to be. The less cuts you see, the more clearer note it's going to be, and you'll have to work to get that rasp out of it. The more reeds you get, the clearer sound you get. So if you got more reeds and a little bit cut, you're going to have a lot clearer sound with a little bit of rasp. But if you got more reeds and a lot of cut, you got a little bit of both. But it takes a little bit of practice and a little bit of know how to get to that point. But me, I would start simple. I would start with 3 reeds, simple cuts, get used to getting the sound out of that, and then move on from there. The cuts make a difference depending on what you want to do and how you want to sound.
Yes, sir!